Need everybody to hit
hit a mute.
your muting. All right. Good afternoon, everybody, and good evening. Thank you for joining me on our Facebook, Sim Shalom, YouTube, Ma'ariv service. I thank you for joining us here. I'm Rabbi Karen. We're discussing the beautiful weather that we've been having all over. I hope yours is just as nice. And we're going to begin our service. Let's get ready. Okay, our Tuesday Ma'ariv service. Hine matovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. Our praise, call to praise. Baruch hu et Adonai hamavorach. Baruch Adonai hamavorach li'olam va'ed. And we don't want to turn. Okay, there we are. And now, as we are approaching, well, it's still pretty sunny here in Florida, that this is the miracle of Adonai separating light from dark and dark from light. And we say these blessings as we look at the gorgeous sunrise. You can see in the background on this slide, the gorgeous sunrise and sunset that just magnifies this miracle. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, asher bidbaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chochma poteach sharim, ובתבונה משנה עתים, ומחליף את הזמנים, ומסדר כוכבים במשמרותיהם, ברקיע כרצונו. You abound in blessings, eternal one, our God, sovereign of all time and space, whose word brings on twilight. Okay, this doesn't want, okay. This computer just wants to do its own thing today. בורא יום ולילה גולל אור מפני חושך, וחושך מפני אור. ומעביר יום ומביא לילה. ומבדיל בין יום ומביא לילה. אדוני צבאות שמו. אל חי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב ערבים. Blessed are you, eternal one, who brings on twilight. Everlasting love you offer your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. And now the prayer that states our creed, that states who we are and what we are about. All right, let's get this. Let's try to work this out. No? Okay, here we go. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Baruch Shem, Kivod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Blessed be the name of his glorious kingdom, forever and ever. V'ahavta, and you shall love. And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And all these days which I command you on this day shall be in your heart. And you shall teach them diligently to your children. And you shall speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you rise up, and when you lie down. And you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes, and you shall write them on the doorposts of your house and upon your gates, that you may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy, holy unto your God. And speaking of miracles, as Miriam and the women went through the parting of the Red Sea, they sang the song of praise to Adonai. Mi chamocha ba'alim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, no ra tehilot, oseh feleh. Who is like you, O God, amongst the gods that are worshipped? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in splendor, working wonders? Your children witnessed your sovereignty, the sea splitting before Moses and Miriam. This is our God, they cried. Adonai will reign forever and ever. Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Praised are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. All right, let's take a pause for a moment and greet everybody. Here on Zoom, we have Toby, Ellen Rose, Sue, Rudolph, Rosa, Ziona, Joanna, Reba, and Marvin. And let's see if anyone's on our restream. We have Rebecca and Albert. So welcome to everybody. By the way, I saw this documentary the other day on Netflix. It's all about Moses. This isn't Yul Brynner and the Ten Commandments and all the schmaltziness with it. But this was actually, and Susan, you saw that too? Susan on Restream wrote, and me. Or are we saying hello to you? Either way, hello, Susan. It was a great documentary, and it had different Christian clergy, Muslim clergy, all the different interpretations of the story of Moses. Wasn't really that much information if you know the story, but it was interesting to see the different interpretations. And what I liked is Mi Chamocha. It's the first song ever down in the Torah. It's the first song of praise to Adonai. That was a fascinating discussion to learn about that, because we think of that song all the time, especially the Debbie Friedman version. But can't hurt to learn a little bit more. And if you get Netflix, I highly suggest watching it. It was a good, I think I saw it for 3 days. It was a good 3-day, documentary to watch. Okay, let's head back. Let's see, I've got people here. Okay, I've got a hellos and highs and ameners. All right, very nice. All right, let me go to share screen. Okay. Chashivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'achamidenu malkeinu l'chaim uv'rosh aleinu sukat shalomecha. Adonai, bless us as we are in very troubled times. Look upon all of us with your loving compassion, your guidance, your wisdom, your graciousness. Cause us to lie down in peace and raise us up to life, our sovereign. Spread us over your shelter of peace. Guide us with your good counsel. Save us for your name's sake. Shield us and remove from our path all hostility, disease, war, famine, and sorrow. That sounds like just the Middle East now. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, for you are a protecting and saving power, truly a sovereign power. Gracious and compassionate are you. Guard our going and our coming in life in peace now and for all eternity. Spread us over your shelter of peace. Baruch atah Adonai haborei sukat shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim. Blessed are you, eternal one, who spread your shelter of peace over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Yitkada v'yitkada shemei rabba b'yamad yivrach hiruti v'yamlich malhutei v'chayechon uv'yo umechon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael Ba'gala uv'zman kariv v'yimaru amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevorach, li'olam li'amaya, yitbarach, yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yipar, v'yiroman, v'yiraseh, v'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shmei kudusha b'richu, le'elam b'cha b'chata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'neh, chemata damiram b'alma, v'yimaru amen. All right, we're going to take a break. Let's go to stop share. Let me go on Restream and see. We have people from all over Facebook. So again, we have Rebecca, Albert, and Susan with us on Restream. We have all our friends here on Zoom. Parsha Metzorah. My general weekend routine when I was studying in rabbinic school was to sit outside, read the Torah portion of the week while enjoying Adonai's sunshine before our rainy season starts in about another month. As I read, I wait. I wait for a message, a reaction, an emotion to make itself known. To gather thoughts, I research other Devarim Torah. So what did I learn this week? I've learned that the disease which caused people to be impure and separated was called Tsaras. Tsaras. It's a skin affliction to which the priest diagnoses you, can remove you from the community, and check on you to determine whether you were healed after a ritual to return home. Some liken Tsaras to leprosy. They say it's a misinterpretation. Rabbi Stephen Greenberg says modern doctors think that it refers to a scale skin disease. He stated that Hippocrates referred to all skin disease as lepra, all having scaly appearances. A 19th century physician misread it as leprosy, all thinking the Bible was referring to leprosy in this parsha. I also learned that this disease, Tsaras, is very similar to Saurus. Thank you all for that insight, Rabbi Yossi Goldman. Surely Tsaras causes Saurus. This interpretation just didn't speak to me. Now, this disease not only afflicts the person, but also your clothing and your home. You would be impure until remedies are tried. Your clothing was burned, your home was slowly demolished. You would be impure until remedies had worked. The website Conservadox states that the plain meaning was just so dry. The Talmud suggests that these skin diseases were due to Lashon Hara, the evil tongue. Rabbi Stephen Greenberg explained that if you committed Lashon Hara, you were warned by having moldy walls. If you didn't get it, it moved to your clothing. And if you still didn't get it, it was on your body. Rabbi Daniel Levitt said, one midrash says, God, Adonai, hates a person who tears apart the fabric of the community with Lashon Hara and causes rifts in society. Many rabbis state the removing of the gossiper away from society in isolation will spend this time to give them greater appreciation. They change their ways and healing begins. It's a great midrash. It ties up all the loose ends, but it still didn't speak to me. And then I read The Healing the Broken by Rabbi Laura Geller. Parsha Metzorah was about her bat mitzvah Torah portion. She states that at the time when she was 13, she didn't know she was going to become a rabbi. She said she didn't realize she would help people navigate difficult and complicated transitions. At times, to intervene with substance abusers, people involved in domestic violence, or with people involved in bitter divorces. They are hurting children. I didn't know that the community would want to waste out people who shouldn't be cast out, the lonely, the elderly, the poor, those who didn't fit in. The task of the Kohen was to bring them back to the community so it could be whole. And she realized this was the task of a rabbi also. Aha! As Rabbi Geller was speaking to the community as a whole, to take part in reaching to those outside, to bring them back, she also spoke to me. I too didn't realize I was going to join the rabbinate at that time, in just a few months after this parsha. What I thought I was aiming for has changed. Learning and discussing. Her Devar Torah had added a new dimension, another role for a rabbi. How can I reach those outside of this community, help to heal them and bring them back? I personalize this as I live in and around senior communities. Outreach is right outside my door. A recent graduate of JSLI has begun a soul search in a senior center. The possibilities around me, or we are all truly just beginning at that time in our rabbinic journey. It is in flux as we discover more of the rabbinic role we have and what our roles will be in our communities. And for me, I spend time teaching adults. I teach adults Hebrew in person. I teach them on Zoom. I give history lessons, Jewish history lessons on Zoom and in person. I've done adult bat mitzvah. And with that comes the teaching. So bringing people who think they want to step their toe in, I throw them that life preserver and I throw them in and I pull them in. Thank you, Rabbi Geller, for speaking to me and keeping me up late at night as I ponder with excitement the changing possibilities of my rabbinic role and the role that I do now and what I want to do and how to go forward and how I can help those outside the community to heal inside and out. Right, Toby?
Very meaningful, Rabbi. Very meaningful.
It was meaningful to me. And I wasn't kidding when I said, that's what I did every Saturday and Sunday. I sat out with the iPad. I sat out with 2 or 3 different Torah books. I would read the portion and go, now what? What is, to me, a Torah portion is, what do I want to teach? The meaning of this Torah portion is, it was funny because in our class, each one of us took a different role in how we interpreted Torah. One of my friends was, what's wrong with Judaism today and how can we fix it? Every parsha was about that. My friend, Rabbi Jeffrey, and I were, what does this mean to us? How do we reinterpret it? And then one rabbi, we just had no idea what she was talking about. Every week, we just had no idea. But I still take it as, what is the lesson to learn? And I guess that comes from my teaching role. And Ellen, you had a class with me, and you know what that's like, how I do that with teaching and working with 2 adults for their bat mitzvah. It was amazing because they didn't know. So it gave me a chance to teach about Jewish history, to teach about, well, the whole thing. So I'd sit there and figure out the Torah portion, look for backup on my research, and by Sunday I had the whole thing typed up. It's a great way to spend a lovely Shabbat afternoon. All right, let me look at our chat and see what's going on. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Now, you know we're going to come up to our Mishabera, so let me just pull up my Mishabera list so that you're not having to wait for me. Okay. And now we're going to share screen. And now let's take a few moments to listen to the thoughts and prayers in our hearts and our minds. Osei Shalom Bimrumav. Uyase Shalom Aleinu. Ve'akol Yisrael. Bimru. Imru. Amen. May the one who causes peace to reign in the high heavens, let peace descend on us and all Israel. And let us say, Amen. And now we will hold off on our prayer for healing as I check my restream and here. And let me start with Sid and Joyce, Boomer, Luna, Sandy, Robin, Lisa's daughter, Ronnie, Seal's daughter, Rabbi Allison's daughter, Chana Bat Leola, Miriam Bat Shulamit, Carrie, daughter of Bonnie, Leslie, Mindalea Bat Chaya, Maxine, Marcia, Marlene Bat Sylvia, Bobby, George, Dean, David, Yaakov Ben Charlotte, Samantha, Carolyn, Lori, Lance, Shayna Batchlava, Samir, Henry Cole, Naomi, Melissa's father and mother, Stephen Bucksbaum, Howard, Zisa, Razel, Ben, Bat, Seal, and Lisa. All right. Every one of us, our loved ones and our loving pets, Jules' whole family. Okay. I lost the names. For those who are suffering physically and emotionally and spiritually around the world, for those within our community who need it, and especially for Israel, Dorothy, Marlene, Jean, David, Mary, Ann, and Sue Bowers. All Sim Shalomers in need of refuah shlema. Rudolph's wife. Everyone at Sim Shalom, their families and friends, everyone in my brick and mortar building with Rabbi Aubrey. Israel IDF, and everyone who needs it, all Israelis, all hostages, L&D, all other cancer patients, and all in Israel who are in need of healing and peace. And let's see, Brian Mullins, Colson Vincent, Quentin Keene, all injured in Israel. My friend Sue and Maxine, Pearl Bat Ethel, Chava Bat Elsa, Lona F., the families of those lost in the Baltimore Bridge collapse. Another victim was pulled from the water today. I'm sorry to hear that. Rudolph's wife, John and Dave Hall, Sherry, Candy Garlitz, and Annie Lucky. Okay, I think I got everybody on the list. Okay, Marvin, unmute and give us your list. Marvin, you turned off the camera. It's a little microphone.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
a computer, I'm sorry. And doing all that, Nelson Raspaldo, my brother Howard Gruber, and my cousin Myrna Sue Schimberg.
And yourself.
And myself, sure.
Okay. I don't recognize you without your hat. It was almost as if you were incognito. Okay.
I
So
misspiced it.
all right, let's go to our service. Mishe Beirach Avotenu Nahol Habraha Limotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishe Beirach Imotenu Mehol Habraha Leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. And let me add Thomas, David, Ben, Catherine, and the 7-year-old girl shot in Baltimore last night, all survivors of gun violence, Eretz Israel, and all hostages, all those innocents caught up in war. May the hate some harbor turn to love. Aleinu lishabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotze bereshit, shelo asanu kikoye haratzot, vilo samanu kimishpachot hadama, shelo sam helkenu kahem, vigor aleinu kihol hamanam, v'nachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech mochei hamlochim, hakadosh baruch hu. V'ne'eman v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol ha'oretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shmo echad. We recall the loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at the season in years past, and those whom we have taken into our hearts with our own. The memories of all of them are with us. Griefs and sympathies are mingled as we praise Adonai and pray for the coming of his kingdom. And just this week, I want to think about those who passed: Stella, Norm, and Ron. Yitgadal v'yikadash shemei rabbah, b'yalma divrach hirutei, b'yamlich malhutei, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon. Ufchaye dechol Beit Yisrael, Bagalaz uvizman kari v'yimru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach, le'olam al meyamaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitbar v'yiroman v'yitnaseh, v'yitajar v'yitaleh v'yitalal. Shmei d'kudusha b'richu, le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, tamiram v'yalama v'yimru amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'yah kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'mrumav. V'hayu Oseh shalom b'mrumav. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'yah kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. And may all those who are in mourning be comforted by the one who comforts all. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for joining me on this week. I'm hoping you're enjoying great weather wherever you are. I know there's a series of storms all over the place, but just be safe and be happy, be healthy. And we're here Monday through Friday. So join us all. Check out our programs. You know, there'll be, before you know it, it'll be late spring and we're going to be getting to our next classes, the Rabbinic and Cantorial, and maybe down to JSLI. And yes, Toby, I do want to mention your dog in passing. I'm sorry, that slipped my mind. Okay, folks, so be well, be happy.
Toda Rabba, Rabbi.
Thank you, and Laila
like-
Tov.
I feel like Dinah Shore. Mwah. Yes, I'm old enough to remember Dinah Shore. All right, take care.
Shavua tov.
Thank you. Take care too.
Alrighty.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
תודה
Oh,
רבה.
and have a great Passover.